Hi, how are you today?
Very good. I'm fighting fit. No colds, no
Good.
signs of flu, thank God.
She's taking note of the preventative tips.
Yeah, that's what we were chatting about here on Monday in the Health and Wellness segment.
Yeah.
Today, though, we're going to talk about vitamins.
Yeah.
So actually kind of something that we do associate with cold and flu.
Yeah, I think it kind of comes hand in hand, doesn't it? I mean, I think at the moment, it's more and more. You can go into any sort of chemist now or like a health food store or reading the magazines and all this, and you're just baffled by the sheer number, of vitamins on the shelves, all with varying benefits. So I guess today it's to try and establish, which vitamins are best for you and how many should you take and what have you. Do you take any yourself?
I don't. I started taking iron supplements recently.
Okay.
Just for low blood count or being a bit anemic. So I've started doing that. But otherwise, I can't say I do.
No. Okay. Well, what we can do is we can start first of all with, let's just find out exactly what vitamins and minerals are. So these vitamins and minerals, they're actually essential nutrients. Your body needs this in small amounts. So it's very much like food. So we actually do need to take these in for our health. But we'll take them in small amounts to work properly. So research has suggested that by also taking extra vitamins and minerals, you can actually help prevent cancer and heart disease, not to mention some other health problems. For example, you've mentioned iron, okay? So iron has several important roles in our body, such as making red blood cells, like you said. So if your blood count is quite low, you could be called anemic. You can suffer from sort of a lack of energy as well. And you can find iron in food form as well in terms of red meat and green leafy vegetables. Another thing that you should probably take in is calcium. It builds strong bones and teeth, we know this. And vitamin C, it has several important roles such as keeping your cells healthy. So supplements can be recommended for a variety of reasons. But, first of all, I should state that most of us out there should be able to get vitamins and minerals through food alone. So if you think back to a long, long time ago when there was no such thing as a health food shop, there was no such thing as pill popping, right? You couldn't just go and get these sort of things and add them to your diet. However, with today's way of living, we're all living a little bit faster, busier lives. Sometimes we maybe need these little things to help us. So I'm going to talk about why and when certain supplements are recommended. So people out there who may choose to take supplements, they could be taking sort of too many or for too long a time, so it's really important to know what you're doing. The National Institute for Health and Clinical Excellence recommends that certain supplements are only for certain groups of people. For example, pregnant women. So pregnant women out there are pretty much, they should be taking iron supplements. We'll get to why in a second, okay? Give me a little idea. Do you know some names of vitamins out there that you've seen maybe in the forms of pills?
Well, you just mentioned pregnancy and folic acid. I remember my sister when she was expecting taking folic acid.
That's right.
Cod liver oil.
Yeah, lots of different things. There is, isn't there? There's some really common ones, like you said, cod liver oil, folic acid, and there's some really crazy ones. I'm going to go through a list just now of some that you should take note of, that you should be getting, every one of us should be getting the following through our diets, and if we're not getting it through our diets, then we need to take a little supplement, okay? So put aside those sort of special group of people, such as pregnant women who need extra supplements, all right? So, for example, there's a vitamin called beta-carotene, all right? This is found in carrots, sweet potatoes, green peppers, among other foods. It's an antioxidant, and it converts in the body to vitamin A, which is very, very important for healthy vision. Have you heard of eat carrots you can see in the dark?
See in the dark.
Right? Exactly. Some of these little old wives' tales have a little bit of meaning to them. So
not
it's
just crazy talk.
Not just crazy old ladies. They can have some real meaning. So yes, eating carrots, like we associate with bunny rabbits, can help your vision. It's true. And it also helps to function with the immune system and give you good skin. Along with beta-carotene, another essential is calcium. Absolutely essential for your bones and your teeth as well. So our bodies need calcium. It's mostly found in dairy products. So you think of calcium, you think of milk, yogurt and cheese. And it can also help prevent osteoporosis, which is very, very common in older women. That comes from your bones becoming a little brittle. So through your life, you need to be having enough calcium to prevent that happening. So if say for example you're lactose intolerant, you don't really eat a lot of dairy, then supplements are pretty good for that, because that's going to give you that extra calcium that you need, okay? You mentioned pregnancy and folic acid. This is so important if you're trying to get pregnant or you are currently pregnant as well. That when you take enough folic acid, it helps prevent neural tube defects such as spina bifida, which can be found in babies. You can find folic acid in some breakfast cereals, definitely in dark green vegetables, so spinach, arugula, lettuce, citrus fruit juice as well you can find, some bread and pasta as well. But folic acid, it's quite common because it's quite hard to find it in food. It's very, very common for pregnant women to take these prenatal. You can take these prenatal multivitamins, or they can just take in the actual folic acid supplement. This should be about 400 milligrams a day. And 600 if you're currently pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, because you're still lactating, you still need that extra vitamins. So you can take that, like I said, in food or supplement form. And you can also buy this over the counter, may I add. Now, iron is also one that you've mentioned because you feel that you suffer a little bit from anemia.
Yes, definitely. You get those fatiguing days where you can just think, oh no, I know exactly what's causing this.
Yeah, and do you find, is it because you don't eat a lot of red meat, or?
No, I don't actually. I do eat quite a lot of spinach and the green vegetables that include iron, but I think it's just, if you're low, then low on it, then having the supplement's just an easy way to make
Of course,
sure that
it is. And that's what we're saying, that today that you should definitely be able to get vitamins and minerals from food, but you might find that your life is a little bit busy and you kind of skip things and you just forget to always keep an eye on it. And if you suffer from a particular area that you need help with, such as anemia, then why not take the iron supplement? It'll definitely help. Iron is often found in a lot of foods such as liver and some sort of other organ meats, which are not very palatable, to be honest. So it's
organ meats just sounds a bit...
organ meats.
Doesn't sound very tasty.
I did once see in a menu here, kind of meat was a description of a kebab. I think I'll skip that one. But certainly if you're a vegetarian, for example, or vegan, then it's going to be very difficult for you to get really a high form of iron in your diet. So it's critical because it does, like I said, it helps with the proper functioning of red blood cells. So therefore, it would prevent anemia if you had enough iron in your system. So get that again from, like I said, lean meats. You can get in some seafood, nuts, and, like you said, green leafy vegetables as well. Or take a supplement. Now, multivitamins are actually quite a good thing, I believe. People like myself who are very active, we need a little bit more vitamins. So if you're like a sports person, or even, you're just a very active person, you might find that you just go through your day and you have a great diet, but you need a little bit extra. You've been doing a little bit more work to your body. It needs time to repair. So a multivitamin is pretty good for if you're on the go quite a lot. It doesn't have amazing benefits, but it's an all-in-one. You can get the Centrum, these sort of A to zinc kind of ones that are out there. Let me just talk about potassium now. Potassium is a really important mineral in our body again. It helps to lower blood pressure. Potassium can be found in high forms in bananas.
Yes.
My favourite food. But yeah, potassium can also help with irregular heart rhythm, and it can counteract the effects of too much sodium in your body. So like I said, bananas, also raisins. I do like raisins. Leafy greens, oranges and milk. You can get potassium. Again, if that's something you're struggling with, take a supplement, okay? Selenium is another one that you probably haven't heard of. This one, selenium. It's not that well known. It's only needed in our body in a very, very small amount, but it's an antioxidant. And it's found in seafood and eggs and some bread. And if you take 200 milligrams of this a day, studies have shown it can actually help to prevent prostate and lung cancer in men. So it's something just to think about. If you are feeling that, maybe you don't eat, like I said, eggs and these kind of things, selenium as a supplement could help you. We spoke the other day about the cold and flu, and of course the vitamin C being wonderful. And we discussed that there have been studies that have proven that if you have vitamin C every single day over the course of a year, it's going to help you to sort of fight off getting a cold and a flu. So vitamin C, of course, is so obvious. It comes in the form of oranges, right? Very, very obvious. But if you do feel like you just don't maybe like oranges or you don't have time for them, I used to, as a child, always take a thing called halib orange. Did you ever have that?
Yeah, they're tasty.
Yeah, they were. They were designed for kids, right? Yeah. They're like, these are a really good way of getting in, your vitamin C. Yeah. So, it's not a bad idea to take a vitamin C supplement. However, I love the food that vitamin C is found in. So like fruits, berries, broccoli, green peppers and other green veg. So you should probably be able to get it in through vegetables alone. I don't think you really need to go and have a vitamin C supplement, but you could definitely try if you wanted to. Leading us on to the final two vitamins that are really crucial for you to intake into your system every day. Vitamin D. Now, this is really serious here because vitamin D, do you know what vitamin D is?
Well, I know that you get it from sunlight.
Yep.
So it triggers a chemical reaction, basically.
Absolutely.
And I've heard that here people are particularly lacking it because it's so hot outside and we're not really exactly out and about in the sun as we would be maybe in other climates and other areas of the world. And also, I guess for women are probably particularly suffer from it because of, being covered. If you have your head or your face and your body covered, then of course you're not going to get that vitamin D.
Exactly. You've got it completely correct there. Vitamin D, it's more accessible through sun exposure. So it doesn't even have to be through sun, but it's sunlight. Okay, so in the UK we don't get a lot of sun, but still there's not a high level of vitamin D deficiency compared to here. Like you said, it's cultural here. People are covered up more. It's hot, so you're not sitting in the sun. So too little vitamin D can contribute heavily to osteoporosis and rickets in children. Rickets was an old-fashioned issue with children in their legs. And you can definitely find that if you're vitamin D deficient, you can have pains in your legs, shooting pains and things like that. So, you know, it can also be linked quite closely to diabetes as well. So it's really important that vitamin D is taken into the body because it helps our body to absorb calcium. So it's really essential for your bones. I would suggest here that vitamin D, you can have them injected into you at the doctor if you're really deficient, but you can definitely take in supplements from that because it's quite hard to find it in food. It's quite rare actually. So the best prescription is actually to sit in the sunshine.
Get out in the courtyard and just
just to
be in a magazine and sit for 10
that's
minutes.
It, just to be in the air, you know, to be outside. I mean, it's very little sun, like I said, that is actually needed. It's just exposure to that sunlight. So get yourself outside every so often just to make sure you are catching that. It's good for your skin, good for your body. Supplements could be a good idea though, especially if you don't want to have much sun exposure, or if you're over 50 and you have maybe dark skin and you just don't want to be in the sun. You can maybe take a supplement of vitamin D. And lastly, vitamin E. This is very important to have in our body as well. This protects our hearts. So you can get this in food form from peanuts and eggs, cereals, fruit, again, green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables
seem to have
are the champion in this. You see what I'm saying here? They're always in there. So, like I've said before in the show, if you're having a really good diet that's balanced, you won't need to have these vitamins. But if you're sitting eating a lot of junk that doesn't contain a lot of vegetables, you're going to start to feel the symptoms of perhaps deficiencies because you're not getting in these correct vitamins. And that doesn't mean that you can just go and pop all these pills and not have a proper diet. Think about what a proper diet will do for your body, and you should feel kind of confident that, you know, just through your diet you're getting everything that you need. You feel enriched. So I would advise, like I said, eating an all-round diet. And if you feel you need to take supplements, I think it's best to speak to a doctor first of all, especially if you do have pregnancy or any other underlying health issues.
Well, thank you so much. I'm going to get my research on, and by next week, I'm sure I'll be able to tell you.
We're going to be fighting fit. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. We're full of energy, and no cold or flu is going to get us.
We'll see you next time for more health and wellness chat. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for coming in.
Thank you so much.